Welcome back to Toledo's most local 9 a.m. show. Good day. Dan, we all know Flag City Honor Flight is near and dear to your heart.
Started doing it in 2017. They were looking to increase their visibility in the Toledo market and get more people and more veterans to come from Toledo area. And we've accomplished that. We started covering them in 2017, and it kind of, you kind of get so into it.
Yeah.
Now I'm part of the family.
You are, yeah.
They are near and dear to my family. My wife has volunteered with them too. So when I retire next year, I'm going to go on their board, hopefully, and spend a lot more time with Honor Flight and spread the religion while we can.
Well, sure. Our guest here, you know well, traveling with Honor Flight so many times
Yeah,
now.
Will Miller is a friend of mine. He's been a photographer since really the very beginning of it. Welcome, Will.
Yeah.
I met you, and you were very welcoming to me. You are not a professional photographer, but you do it a lot as a volunteer. I was covering with the video, but very cooperative, and it's been a really fun ride in the last several years.
Yeah, it's been a great partnership with between the WTOL family and Honor Flight. You know, you guys coming aboard and helping spread the word and talking to the veterans, and your presence here in the Toledo community is unfathomed with everybody else out here, and it's great because the veterans get this coverage and they get to see what we do, and working with that. And you know, you came aboard and you know, we said, hey, let's do a great partnership, and we've done that. So
a lot of my friends now are on the Flag City Honor Flight board, but they kind of poke at me, like blame me for the 2-year waiting list for veterans to get on because of all those visibility.
Yeah, the visibility.
People sign up. FlagCityHonorFlight.org is the website. Yeah, and so there's a 2-year waiting list for veterans to get on.
Yeah, but it's an incredible experience that you're able to capture in a still moment. What is that like for you?
Well, for me, I tell everybody, you know, I've been on over 30 honor flights, and I've gotten to experience the different stories and everything like that, and I get to stand behind a camera and I get to tell the story of each one of these veterans and try to, you know, put that out there in pictures and tell that story of that day for that veteran, for something that they can remember and something they can take back and talk to their families about, and capture those moments of that veteran, whether it be at the Vietnam Wall or at the World War II Memorial or that moment at Arlington Cemetery, and just trying to capture that and trying to tell that story of that veteran that we're just trying to do. You know, Dan does it so great through the video side of it and the story there. We do it with the other side of that, and we really are just telling a story every single day that we go out there and do.
How did you get started with Honor Flight?
You know, on the very first flight that they did in 2011, I worked for the Findlay Courier at the time, and the founder of Honor Flight, Deb Wickerham, she was a friend of mine that I knew. I worked with her husband, who worked at the radio station there in Findlay, and we did a lot of collaboration, and she had known I was a photographer, and they needed an additional photographer, and they said, hey, would you like to go along? And I said, well, sure, I'll go along and do the first flight and do the photos, and it sounded like a great opportunity, so I did that, come back, and the following year they asked me, hey, would you like to join the board of directors? And I did that, and then it's now history, and I've been on every flight that we've taken, and done the photos for every single one of them, plus all the other ancillary events and all the other stuff that we do everywhere. We do a lot of photos for those and stuff too. So
yeah, you guys seem to have gotten hooked on this experience, and it's got to be because of these individual stories you hear every single time you go, because none of them are the same, and it's really. I mean, it kind of breaks your heart sometimes, but also fills your heart too.
There's some good and some bad, but like this will be my 22nd flight coming Tuesday, and you'd think it'd get old, and it does not. Every flight is a whole fresh number of 85 to 90 veterans, all these great stories, all these wonderful patriots, and it's just an honor to be around them. And the stories that you hear, they're so unique for them. For example, Bob Helly from Rogers graduate, late 60s, he's a Marine during the Tet Offensive near Hue, and his unit is overrun. They all skedaddle and leave him and his partner there. They get captured by the NVA. He spends 5 years, 5 years in a North Vietnamese prisoner of war camp, and like, he has no bitterness whatsoever. You met him too, but like, there have to be stories that you can tell us, maybe that somebody that really stood out to you. Yeah,
you know, so many people have flown for so many times, and you know, you talk to this veteran and you'll talk to them about their experience or what they did, and the word humble comes up so much because they'll say that, you know, I really didn't do anything, but yet at the end of the day, they were saving the world in a lot of cases. You know, one veteran, you know, in particular, you know, we're sitting here and we're talking about his day, and we'll ask him, you know, what was your favorite part? He says, you know, I've never had anybody say thank you. And today they said thank you.
Yeah.
And we've had veterans that'll say, you know, today I can finally start to heal from my time there because of their experiences. And that's what we bring. We bring more than just that trip to DC. We bring that closure a lot of times. We bring that that it was okay for you to talk about what you did and your experiences there in war. And we try to help bring that along, and we bring that back to your family. And the best thing about it all is how many times we've heard from families over and over again when they come back that dad or grandpa or mom or whoever it might have been on the flight, you know, they never really talked about their experience, but they come back and now they talk about it. So important as that is, that story no longer has to die with that veteran. Somebody else knows about that, which means that veteran story is going to stay alive. And that's one of the other main parts of with the honor flight is, you know, we don't want that to ever stop with just that veteran.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And a reminder, if you have a family member who's a veteran, talk to them, hear their story if they'll open up, because that's living history. That's something we need to keep knowing about. And that is a very common thing. And every trip is different. Looking forward to Tuesday with you.
So you'll have coverage all day from Washington, D.C. on this next honor flight trip. And again, get them signed up too if you know a veteran. You might have to wait a little while, but it is worth it for sure.
A reminder, this Flag City Honor Flight is based out of Findlay, but this is all of Northwest Ohio, Southeast Michigan. If you're a veteran in Temperance, Adrian, wherever, all the way over to the Indiana border.
Get on the list.
FlagCityHonorFlight.org. Get on the list as soon as you can.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you,
have
folks.
A good trip on Tuesday.
Thanks to everything that WTOL does for Flag City Honor Flight and all of our veterans throughout Northwest Ohio.
Absolutely.
Will, you're a good man. Thank you.